Welcome back, my dear students. So hopefully you had a lot of fun while we were doing these lectures here. We got maybe one or two lectures to go. We're done, by the way, with the pagination system. The only thing that we're missing here would be probably maybe adding some CSS to it, all right, based on whatever page we are. So if we are on page one, we apply some CSS to it, or we are in page three or four and five. So basically, what you need to find out is what current page you're on. And if you are on current page 5, you want to apply some CSS to that or some styles, right? So that would be one feature that would be very nice, and I will do that in some other lectures. Hopefully, the lecture is right after this one. If not, remind me, but that's some other lectures that I'm going to create after this. But anyway, so I'm just going to recap a little bit on what we did, right? So we started by finding the count of how many records we got in post, right? And we find out that we have 42. So that count is 42, and we divided that count times 5. It gave us like, I believe it was 8.4. And we used the ceiling or the ceil function to round that up to 9. All right, so it gave us 9 pages basically. All right, you can see the 9 pages right here. All right, so now that we got that set, all right, we came down here and we created some links, and here we are looping. All right, we're assigning this I, like this is called initializer. So we are applying the I basically and attaching it to this count right here. So it's going right after count, right? So in every place, right, count is actually in every record that it finds, right, is actually applying the number one to it, because that's what the initializer is. The initializer starts in one. That's where you're starting in one. All right, so it's getting attached to this count here, which is 9 right now. All right, and we are displaying for each of that for each of that spot in that array, we are displaying the number. That's basically what we're doing. We're looping and we're displaying that number. Right, hopefully you understand that. So here we're also sending a get request in the same page index, right, called page, and we are assigning it the number. All right, right here. So when we click on it, we're gonna send a page request to the URL right here. All right, and of course if we click on 3, that's gonna assign that 3, of course, there. And what we're doing is we're catching that get request on top, and we are doing some processing. That's what we're doing here. All right, we are catching it, assigning it to a variable, and if we find it, if we don't find it, we are assigning it to an empty string. That way we don't get no errors. And if we find out that the page is empty or is equal to 1, then we are assigning page 1 to 0. All right, and this page 1 comes right here in limit. All right, so if we don't have anything in our URL right here, all right, we'll still get that 5. So this is gonna be equal to 5 right now. All right, beautiful. So we are also going, and if for some reason we're now on page 1, then we are on page 2 or 3, and then we're multiplying. For example, if we are on page 2, we're multiplying that times 5, which equals to 10, minus 5 will give us 5. All right, so it's going to give us 5 on every page. Now here what we can do is we can actually, if you're wondering how we can have this set up from the admin page, all right, how can we, well, we can set up a function that displays a value or something. We could say we can set up a per page variable, and then we can set it to 5. Let's set it to 2 so you can notice the difference. And I'm gonna replace the per page here by 5, by this one, and by this one, by this one, and by this one. All right, and now you probably are a little confused on what I did, but come here, enter. Oops, we need to define that. That is on page 58, and that is because page per page, we probably misspelled it here or something. All right, we made a mistake somewhere there. Let's make sure that we are getting this guy right here per page. All right, else per page right here and per page there. Select everything from posts. That's weird. Let's go back here and let's find out why this is doing this. Undefined variable. All right, so what we can do is we can have a default value for that per page. All right, and just in case we can have it right here. Let's just say 5. We'll come here and it's right there. All right, so as a matter of fact, let's actually have it outside right there. Even if it doesn't get set, we have it set for 5. There we go. All right, now let's set it to 2 right here. Save, enter. Now you can see that we only get 2, 1 and 2, and look at all the pages that we get down here. Beautiful, right? All right, so you can set something in the admin area. Maybe we'll do that in the next lectures or something like that, so that way you can manage how many posts you can show on your index, and you can manage your navigation or something here, right? So anyway, thank you so much for watching these lectures, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.